Hello everyone, in today's session we are going to discuss the PHP user-defined functions. We know besides in the PHP functions it is possible to create your own functions, and we normally say that a function is just a block of statements that can be used repeatedly, maybe in a program which can maybe automatically maybe when you record do something. So to me, I'm going to launch my server here. So I can just go to this, or if I don't see it there, I can use my search window here, and then I can type my XAMPP. Then I have XAMPP control panel there, and then I ensure that my Apache is started and also my SQL is started, and then I can minimize this one to my taskbar. I can minimize it to my taskbar there. You can see the ports has already been assigned, and then I can double click on Chrome here, my favorite browser, to begin. Inside maybe I find this. I use the default IP address to see if my server is live on 10.7.0.0.1, maybe .1, and then can enter. Yes, and here you can see now I have this folder which we are going to use. This is the folder that we were using in the previous classes here. So to locate where it is, I can just go to my file explorer here, to the my file explorer there, then this PC, then Windows that is the C drive, XAMPP, then htdocs, and then this is the folder. Then this one is what we are using. I can just write it and then maybe edit it with Notepad++. That way I can maximize it. So this is what we have, or what we had while we were discussing about the arrays. So I can just do away with this. All these we don't need for this class, and then I can just click on that, then save, and then maybe I can come here and try to refresh, and see there you can see we have nothing apart from that form. So here today we are going to discuss something we call the functions. And we know that maybe we have said that we can create our own user-defined function in PHP, and to start any function you need to have a keyword function, and then followed by the name of the function that we are creating, and then from there maybe we can have the code to be executed. So what I mean is this: maybe we can have this here. I can start with my keyword, which is the function, just like that. Then there I must have the function name. Maybe I can say, well, I can give any function, then followed by the parenthesis. Remember it is a function by itself, and then now I can have the curly bracket to give whatever I need to be executed whenever this function is called upon. Maybe here I can say maybe echo and then here I can give it, here I can say to echo what, maybe how do you maybe how are you, how, maybe L you maybe Morris. I can just give this string, how are you Morris, that way. Then I can save it, and maybe here if you can come and refresh here, you can see there is nothing that happened because we have not called that function. So here we need to go outside here and then we try to call this function, and then we can say this is our function name. We can copy it, and then we can try to paste it there, and then remember to terminate it with a semicolon that way, and then let us save it, and then we can try to refresh here, and there you can see we have something that is appearing. How are you, Maurice? Maybe we can see we can give another string here, another string. We can just copy that, and then below it maybe we can try to paste that, and then here we can change this. Maybe how do you feel, maybe how do you feel maybe how do you feel maybe learning running what running PHP Maurice, or how do you feel. I don't know if that is the spelling, but we are not marking the grammar, so I can just try to refresh here, and there you can see we have it. How do you feel learning it? But now it is still on the same line. So what I just need to do is to give a break here, so I can just give a full stop there, and then there I can give a break that way, and then here I can have a break that way, then try to save it, and then refresh just like that, and there you can see how do you feel learning PHP Maurice. Then still you can add as many as you wish. Maybe we can try to have another one, and remember before we add that another one we need this break here. Can copy it, and then we can come there and paste it there, and then maybe here we can also echo. Maybe it will take you, maybe you can just say there, maybe it will take you 2 months to learn this. Maybe it will maybe take you 3, maybe you can say 3 or 2 years, 2 years maybe to learn PHP that way, and then let us try to give a break here. We can copy here, and then we can try to paste it there that way, and then let us try to refresh. You can try to refresh here, and there you have that. It will take you 2 years to run PHP. We can also give another, maybe we can say, we can just highlight this, I copy it, and then we can give a space here, and then we can try to paste it there, and then we can say you are going to complete maybe you will complete, maybe you'll complete maybe in 2024 Morris, maybe 2024 Morris. That way we can just save it and try to refresh here, that way. So you can see now we have that. How are you, Morris? How do you feel learning that PHP? You will complete it in the year 2024. And remember here also, let me try to give something on this. Remember it is the same here. Maybe I can give an argument to it, and this argument, sorry, I can give an argument there, and then maybe this argument I can give it the name, a different name now, that way. And then I can give a different name, maybe Ryan. Maybe I have Ryan there, and then I can try to save it. Sorry, I can try to save that way, and then try to refresh, and you can see that there is nothing that has happened. Why has it not happened? Because we are trying to pass maybe an argument where we have not declared any parameter to pass to, So we can come here to our function that we have here, to this function maybe that we have on top there, and then we can try to give the parameter there, and then here we can give maybe this parameter as maybe we can call it maybe name, that way. Then we can try now to save that way, and then let us try to refresh here. You see what happens. You can see still there is nothing happens, but now let me decide to do away with the first name there, which is Morris here. This is Morris, and then instead of having that Morris, I try to give this variable there, or that I can just copy it, and then I can try to paste it there. Then I can try to save it, and then I can come here and try to refresh. And here you can see how are you Lion. So you can see the argument has been passed by that. We can still have the same here. I can just have the same there. Where I have the name, I can just replace with that, and see. And there I can replace with that, and then still here I can replace with the same, that way. Then I can save it, and then I can try to refresh and see if the word Morris will disappear when I try to refresh. And there you can see now I have how are you Ryan, how do you feel learning PHP Ryan. So now let us try to give another maybe variable. Maybe we can decide to give which one. These years, 2 years, we give it a trial. Here we can separate here with just, we separate it with just a comma. We separate it with just a comma like that, and then we can give a variable here which is the age like that, and then here now we can just separate them with the comma there, and then we can give maybe any age to be, maybe to refresh the difference, let us give 3, because initially it was 2 years here. And then let us try to save it, and then we try to refresh here. So you can see there is nothing has happened, but if I pass this variable to my string here, I come here and then I can try to delete that, but instead of that now I pass this. This is my variable, can copy it that way, and then here I can Control V, pass it that way, then save, and then let us try to refresh here. And there you can see I have 3 years to learn PHP. So then now let me try it to do it to, maybe I can pass another variable here where I have 2024. I replace with another variable, maybe this variable I call it maybe here's, this way, here's, and then I can just have it that way, and then maybe I can copy it, and then here now maybe still I can maybe have this, I separate it that way, then maybe I put it on a string like this, and then here I give it to be maybe 2025 that way, and then let me try to save it, and then let us try to refresh here, and there is nothing that happens. But let us now try to have this variable here that way, and then Control V, and then let us try to save it, and then we try to refresh, and there you can see we have that variable added there. That is how you can add. So remember, we can call the same function this way, but now you call it for different person. Maybe you can copy it there, maybe you can give a space, Control V, and maybe another space, maybe Control V, and then now here I can have another person here instead. I can have maybe Remy. I can have here it's 4, maybe 4 years. I can have this one being 4, and then this one I can have this one being 26, and then this one I can have this one being 5, and then this one being 27, maybe for instance 27, and then this one here I can have maybe Maurice that way, Maurice, and then maybe here I can have the last person. I can Control V, the same. Maybe I can have another person, Emma. Emma. Then I can have maybe here being 6, and then here I can have this one being 2020, 2028 that way. Then let us try to save it, and now let us try to refresh and see here, and here you can see I have various people. So you can see the first one is how are you, Ryan, that the paragraph. The second one is Remy, the third one is Maurice, the fourth one is Hema. So that's the power of using the PHP while in executing with the different variables. Remember also we can have a PHP a function that returns a value, maybe for example we can just give a comment from there, and then we can do it again. You can give a multiple comment here, you can give this multiple comment that way, and then maybe up to here that way, and then now let us try to give another function that has a return function, and then we can just have we can copy that this way, you can copy, and then we can come here below the function there, and then we can try to fix it there with Control V, and then here we can give the function name. Maybe we can say the function name is add that way, and then we can give inside the curly bracket what we want to return inside this curly bracket that way. So inside here maybe we want to add the two values, we want to add maybe the two values, and these values that we can add, maybe we can give any value that we feel. Maybe here inside this we can pass the two variables that we are going to add here. We can have the first one, which is maybe A, and then the second one, which is maybe B, that way. Those are the two values maybe that we are going to add. And then remember, inside here we are going to have the return. We can return the value. We return, what are we returning? We return maybe the value of these values here. Okay, just give them, copy, and then maybe we are adding, we can just have the other value there. You can copy, that way. So maybe we can have that value being returned. Let us try to save it, and then we can try to refresh here. And there you can see there is nothing that is being displayed. Why is nothing being displayed? Because we need now to echo these values. We need to echo these values here. Maybe now we can call these our function by saying maybe we echo that, and then we are echoing this function here. Then copy it, and then we can try to paste it there, and then remember to add this, and then we can terminate it with that at that point there. So here maybe we have maybe 5, then we separate it with a comma, and then maybe we can also have 5 that way. Let's try to save it and see if it returns for us the value. And there you can see the value is returned. We know that if you add 5 and 5, you get what? You get 10. So that is how you can add the two values. And maybe, for example, let me see if I give this one to be maybe a string inside here, that way, and then here I give it to be 5 shillings. That way, and then let me try to save it, and let me try to refresh here. You can see an unwell-formed numerical value encountered online, but still it is giving me the value. It is giving me the value. It is giving me the value. So now, what do I do to avoid that? Maybe to change that string. What if maybe at the top here, where I have that function at the top there, where I have this function, or maybe here I can declare a strict value. Maybe, for example, I say declare, and then this declare, maybe I can say, can give it, and then inside here I can say here is maybe strict, and then here can give underscore, and then remember here I'm going to terminate with that, so I can just give it, and then type, maybe type is equals to 1. Then let me save it, and then let me go down here and try to refresh. So you can see there is a very big warning here at the top, unsupported declare screen type, that. So that's how you can simply return the value. Remember, we can have numerals to do with this. Let me just do that, return it to normal the way it was. So remember, you can have these functions. You can write these functions as many as you wish, so we can save it, and then we can try to refresh here, and there you can see we only have that value, which is the 10. Remember also, you can do, maybe you can use the function of the Pythagoras theorem and try to get the value. Maybe where I have this function, and then this function I can call it maybe maybe Pythagoras or pi function, like that, and then I can pass those two variables. And remember now, to get the last value here, we know that maybe we can declare another variable which was a normally variable c, and then this c, we can say this c is given by maybe we can use the square root function, the square root. This one is an inbuilt function, maybe to differentiate from the user defined function that we are using. And then this one we can just say it is this. We can copy it, and then we can try to paste it there. And then we can use raised to power maybe 2, and then remember we normally had these two, and then we can copy it like that, and then here we can maybe try to paste it also there, and then we can power it to power 2 because it is 2 squared also, 2 squared. And then from there, remember now what we need is just the return of that value here, this variable here, to be returned the result. Copy it, and then here we can paste it there. Space is not necessary that way. And then maybe, for example, the only thing that we need to echo, we can just echo this pi. Remember now we have changed this function name. These ones are inbuilt function. You can call them any name that you feel, apart only that if you follow the, remember we can use the 3, 4, 5 method. We know that if one of the size is 3, the other one is 4, it is 9 plus 6 plus 16, which is 25, 25 squared, which is 5. So let's see if we are going to get that 5 here. So you can try to save it, and maybe we can try to refresh here. And then you can see there is unexpected return on line maybe 20. You can go to the line 20 here where we have that, and then try to see. So let us put the semicolon there, that way, and then let us save it, and then try to refresh. And there you can see we have 5, and there you can see we have maybe 5 to that. And then we can change any value of your choice. Maybe you can use, there is another one, 13, 12. We see the other value will be what? So we can have here 12. The other one can be 13. 13 or 5. Let us put 5 so that we see if we get 13. Then you can try to refresh. And there you have 13 because of 144 plus 25, which is 169, 169 squared, which is 13. So that is the power. Not necessarily you'll be knowing the other so that you can be able to output them. You can be able to output them. Remember also, in this scenario, you can also pass, if you know the correct data type here, you can just put the correct data type here, which is maybe, you can say this one is integer, if you're not going to encounter anything to do with that. We can give them as maybe the integers. You declare them depending on the numbers that you have. And then let me try to see if there is any change. And you can see there is no change. And that's how you can work with the different inbuilt functions and also the user defined functions. And there are many that we can do, we can define depending on what you are coding. And that brings us to the end of this session. I was your trainer Maurice Monene. If you have found this video of importance to you, please consider subscribing, like and share it so that it can reach more. So that also, if you subscribe, the advantages that we are going to meet in the next series of this PHP, so that at the end of the day we can be able to serve a script and have a very good dynamic website. Thank you.